This is absolutely disgusting, it's unfair, it's unjust, and despite the fact it's a topic that we are supposed to tiptoe about so tenderly and choose our words very carefully about, I will be, and if you pardon the pun, pulling no punches when it comes to talking about this poor Italian boxer who entered the female boxing at the Olympics this year and was knocked down in 46 seconds after two very hard punches to the face by someone who was deemed to be a biological male. Now, I'm all for people, if you want to put a dress on and call yourself Shirley, then you go right ahead. But you should not be in a ring fighting a biological female at the Olympic Games, which is supposed to be the pinnacle of sporting achievement, if you were born a man. This woman, this poor Italian lady who was knocked down after 46 seconds, has probably dreamt of this moment all her life. She has trained in that discipline, she has trained at boxing for years and years and years, possibly since a child, to get to the point in her career when she can compete at the biggest sporting competition on earth. The dream of almost every sportsman or athlete is to be at the Olympic Games, and she has had her dream unnecessarily and unjustly cut short because of woke progressivism and because the Olympic Committee, who didn't want to be seen to be discriminating against someone who is clearly a man. And if you look at a photo of this fighter, they are clearly a man. Like I say, if in their personal life they want to put on a frock and give themselves a new name, then good luck to them. And I do have genuine sympathy for actual trans people, although it's unclear whether this person is actually trans or whether they just saw this as a way in to some form of Olympic success. Not only is this horribly unfair and robbing this young lady of her dream, it's also incredibly dangerous. While she fell to the floor, took her helmet off, threw it to the ground in disgust and refused a handshake, I totally understand all of that. But the reason she probably quit the fight so quickly is because it was her own safety and possibly even her own life that was at risk if she was continue to fight this losing battle. Despite what certain progressivists might say, men will always have a biological strength advantage over women in general. Okay, men in general are bigger and stronger. And in a sport such as boxing, this ain't darts, this ain't tiddlywinks, this is boxing. It's a massively unfair advantage for someone who is biologically male to be fighting someone who is biologically female. This is why we have weight classes. This is why we have different genders in sports. It's to ensure a fair competition. And this was a very, very unfair and, in her own words, unjust competition purely to satisfy the woke progressives at the Olympic Committee. I truly hope that this result is overturned. I truly hope this isn't the end of this young lady's Olympic dream and that the guy is disqualified. It's one thing to be allowed to compete against women. It's another thing to actively put yourself in the ring with a woman knowing you have that unfair advantage and to risk that woman's life or at the very least her health and well-being by fighting someone who you are biologically so much at an advantage against. It's disgusting and, in her own words, it's unjust, and I wish her all the best. If you like these videos, then please do subscribe. It's free, and obviously you can undo it at any time if you get bored of listening to me ramble on about things. And if you want to buy me a pint, there will be a link in the description below to buy me a coffee. Yes, it says coffee in the URL, but we all know where that's going, don't we? Stay safe and sane.